Hello. Hi, Tiasha.
Hello, Mr. Apollos,
What's
and
good
hello
at
to
good
everybody watching. Well, typical Saturday, What's good at your side?
Everything is going great. There is no problem at all. Life is good.
Hey, amen to
I'm,
that.
I'm here and heading. Family is doing great. Challenges of life are there. It is what makes our life interesting. So there's no problem at all.
True. Why are you
Right?
wearing red today? Are you still in the spirit of yesterday?
Yes, it is Valentine's week.
See, I don't like red color. I have nothing red to wear, so
For you. And that's so very
I can put
interesting
a
because
Christmas hat on.
and
Will that
that would
count?
be Christmas. We've done Christmas already. That would be Christmas. This is Valentine. And
Okay,
it
then.
is
Then we'll
time to
skip
show
it.
love.
Yes,
Good.
indeed.
Talking about love. Why does it cost so much to love other people? It is very easy for us to love ourselves. Very, very easy
Is
for us
it?
to love ourselves. And we're
Is it?
encouraged to love ourselves as well.
Wait, hold up. Is it? Is it
Yes.
easy to love yourself?
As far as I'm concerned, I do believe that it is easy to love ourselves.
Nah, I think that that's the hardest. I think that it's easier to devote yourself to other people than to yourself.
Why do you say so?
Just based on the society, there is a lot of toxicity, a lot of broken people, a lot of expectations, little to none compromises. We spoke about love being an action
Mm-hmm.
last week, and people lose respect for other people and all of that. But I think that the biggest issue is within themselves, not respecting, not loving, not appreciating. Consider an example of
Okay.
women in general.
And what do you mean with that?
There is always a strive for bettering, if not anything else, putting a makeup on.
Okay.
If you accept yourself and you love yourself the way you are, why do we buy slim shape wears? Why do we buy padded bras? Why do we buy I don't know, leggings that lift the butts and stuff like that? Why do they go for plastic surgeries? Why do they insert Botox? Um, if you truly love yourself and you accept yourself the way you are, those things wouldn't
Mhm.
be happening.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I think
think that we are all broken.
that's a separate thing from loving oneself. We are humans, and there is this thing called the love of beauty, which is very common in human nature. We love beautiful things, and doing things to enhance our beauty is what humans do.
Again, do they?
Yeah, of course. The examples you just cited are simply for aesthetic purpose.
They are aesthetic, but that shows like the thing is that the surface and the aesthetics is always easier to fix. It kind of feels the holes you are feeling. I'm not feeling pretty today. Let me put on makeup. I'm gonna reflect certain beauty to other people. I didn't fix the problem within myself. I fixed the surface of it. That's why I say because people nowadays are so surfaced, so superficial. There is no depth inside humanity anymore. So when you say you love yourself, yeah, I mean to if we are going by the definition of loving yourself and we take love as an action, like we
Hmm.
did talk about last week. Now, you see, for example, I am guilty of that. If I love myself, if I care for myself, why do I smoke? If I love myself and I appreciate myself and my being and my existence and the mother that I am and the wife that I am and stuff, why at 10 p.m. if I have a sweet tooth I'll go and open a chocolate? An example. Why, if I love myself, why, if I'm appreciative of myself and whatever I am and all the roles that I have been given, I do things that might hurt me on the long run? Why is an addiction or I don't know, societal expectations bigger than my self-love? Why do I fulfill the needs of society or other people before I do mine? So I'm speaking now about myself, but if you turn to society, this is exactly what we are reflecting. And maybe I'm speaking as a woman because I see broken women. I see women that are striving for something they are not. They are looking to love something. Like, listen, even when it comes to, I don't know, I'll give you an example, a breast augmentation.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way I look, like I'm not feminine enough. They go, oh, now I love myself. I think that this is what I needed just to fulfill some hole. But if you needed that means that you didn't fully love yourself. There was no action of love. You see what I mean?
I think your explanation calls into question what is love. Then, we were trying to answer this, or we discussed about this the other time. The thing
Mm-hmm.
you are pointing out actually calls into question what do we describe as love. I believe in enhancing things to the best of our ability, to be appreciative and everything. Just like I said, I don't want to sound rhetorical or repeating the whole thing over and over again. But as humans, we love beautiful things. We want to put out the best of ourselves, the best foot forward
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So that is the
Mm-hmm.
reason why a woman will get an eyeliner, get her hair fixed and everything, just like a man will groom himself, get his or her beard fixed and everything. You know, to look presentable, breast augmentation or whatever it is. There are reasons behind it. But that too is another thing that I believe as humans we do. I genuinely believe that love makes us selfish. In my opinion, the things you are describing is the selfish part of us humans. We want to be able to do this because we feel highly about it that way, and that is what we want others to see us as. That is the reason, in my opinion. Otherwise,
That's an
what is the
interesting
explanation
take.
for a woman? Otherwise, what is the explanation for a woman doing breast augmentation? What is the reason for vaginoplasty?
You
Something
see,
that
this
other
is
people do not see. Really?
right. But to be honest, let's be
Mhm.
honest. If we go now into the naked truth of it all, look at it
Yes.
from this perspective. A woman, I mean, when a woman, let's say, goes out or goes for
Hmm.
an interview or whatever, she'll always try to look presentable.
Sorry, Tiasha. It is not only a woman. Everybody do that.
No, but we said I wanted, because also I wanted to bring this breast augmentation, of course, every man as well. But I wanted to make just a little bit connection with what I said, right?
Okay.
What I meant with that is you will see a lot of times, just for comparison now, when a
Okay.
woman is at home, the time she devotes to a family, household and all of that, women tend to, and I stand by that,
Okay.
forget about themselves. I read something which, just to include here inside, I read something that the neuroscientists and neurologists and all of those people that are doing these researches got together
Okay.
and actually discovered that when a woman gets pregnant, her brain shrinks, right? It contains the same amount of cells and everything, but it shrinks. And it shrinks in the part where it's basically the social and that kind of a loving part of other things. That's why women, when they are pregnant and stuff, they start going into that nurturing aspect. You understand? They kind of leave themselves aside. Like, my social life and like who am I is not important. Like, I'm doing everything for a baby and all of that, right? So
In other words,
she kind
go on, please.
she loses that selfishness, that like feminine woman kind of a aspect, and gets into a complete role of a mother, right? Mama bear. Um, and it takes a very, very long time, at least 6 months for it to kind of got together. But by the time this all settles back, it can take years. And why I'm saying this is because you see a lot of women now, when they're at home taking care of their kids, doing the house chores and all of that, they forget about themselves. Some women, mind you, don't even, I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, don't shower. Why I'm saying this, because when you put this like that, that's not a self love anymore. Because self love, regardless of you having kids and stuff, would be putting yourself at the first place. Because if you are healthy and you are strong, your kids are gonna feel it. So there needs to be some part of a selfishness in this case. Now, if I shift back to the comparison and everything, man, if you go shower and stuff, you always look presentable, middle of a day, morning, end of the day, or whatever. Woman, on the other hand, might just shower, stay at home. That's it. We do not put a lot on ourselves when we are in a home environment. And I'm saying this because you can see it in a societal diaspora right now, what is happening. You can feel it, like women especially talk among each other. We can tell, like, oh, fuck it, bra off, hair in a messy bun, you understand, torn clothes that you just fucked up with bleaching the other day and stuff. You don't care. So where is there a self-love if we're talking about beauty and seeing the beauty in all of that and trying to work for it? It's not working like that. Now, we go out, we are presentable. We always say, oh, I did the hair, makeup, and everything for myself. It's a lie. You've done it for the society, for that acceptance to be presentable. Now you go, you want to impress, I don't know, you go to a job interview, you want to impress, right? Of course. You're going out in a club or going out with friends and stuff. You want to impress. You're not doing it for self love. You are doing it for that fit in, so to speak, and to fill certain holes that you think gonna fulfill you. So that's why I cannot call it self love. Men, on the other hand, I think that you invest a lot more into self love. You know more how to be selfish. You know more how to put yourself first. That's why I highlighted women to this aspect. You see what I mean? Oh, I went too far and I talked too much. Sorry.
No, 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 no. It's an interesting take because it goes against everything that I believe as a man. We believe really women think about themselves. Even when it is a common saying that woman will even destroy her marriage. A woman will destroy her marriage for her personal happiness and love and self-love. This is, I mean, I am baffled with the things you are explaining. Why does a woman buy a lot of bags and shoes and everything to feel herself, to feel appreciated and everything? They do all of this because of self-love. They want
You
they
see,
they
I
they
see it.
associate their well-being to these things. They associate
I
their
don't see
love,
it as self love.
and that's why it becomes very crazy. Because in the sense, I don't want us either by intention or unintentionally take away women's agency to be able to decide for themselves. Everything can just be about other people or the society make me think this or think that. Then I'll be forced to ask, really, what do these people do with their brains then? Can
See,
we,
this is
we're
the
getting to
thing.
the fact, can we just honestly say today, which I believe would be absurd on our part to say that women don't know what they are doing. They do things simply because others wanted it that way. That's not helpful in any way.
It's not helpful, but it's a partial reality. It is partial reality. We need to stand it with a year, looking at it with the year we are looking at right now. Sorry, I got a little bit tangled in my wording. 2025 or
Yeah.
2024, since 2025 just started. This new era is bringing new type of women as well, new type of mentality. I'm gonna say it again. I
It
think
should
that
be.
because of the, yes, fine, but we need to see it from the perspective: is it good for them? Because if you're in a process of evolution, you should be, making progress, be it with self-love, be it with whatever in life is going on. You should progress a step
Yes.
further. But I feel like that there is no depth anymore. There is nothing so much about us, and I feel like women exist now to fulfill the needs, and I'm speaking generally, the needs and wants and whatever societal, especially from men. They are not doing it for themselves. You said, why are they buying bags and stuff? Because they are in a competition
With who exactly?
with another fellow human beings of who have uterus. I need to be careful when I say women now. Human beings with uterus. Another human beings with uterus. Because listen, women nowadays are very fast at, I don't know, my husband got me this, my husband got me that, or I got myself this. I went there, I partied there, we went to the seaside there. Oh my god, I went shopping, I bought this, and that, and all of that. It's very huge now, Um, uh, the most important to use the most expensive makeup, the most important to wear brands, even if you're empty, even if you're empty within, because that's what fulfills them. That's what basically, imagine like you would take, I don't know, you have a wall full of holes,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of filling the holes and actually, fixing the problem, you just put the paper over and you paint it, or you glue a sticker on.
Okay. Let me ask a question that I believe is necessary for this discussion and for the in defense. Should I say in defense of women? Then who am I? Who the fuck am I to defend women? They can do it for themselves. Just
Don't
for
defend
the
us.
for
We're
the sake
fucked up human beings.
for the
We don't
sake of
deserve to be defended.
for the sake of our discussion, really, what should a woman do then to be happy? If we are saying that
See,
it is not enough to buy shoes, to this self-care, self-love. Jesus Christ, Tiashan, we spent the last 10 years discussing about mental health, self-love, self-care. Do this for yourself, get boss chick, boss. Really? Are you honestly telling me that this do not lead to women being happy, being able to love themselves and transfer that love to others as well? Because really, 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 I'm confused.
I think I'll best describe it like that. I think that women love themselves as much as they feel the society loves them.
And we
If
do.
a woman,
There are a lot of laws and everything that were made to be able to
all
support
right,
women. We do, the society do on this in defense of the society, no matter what any motherfucker out there think, we really do. We can go to war because of our women and everything. Take it as being selfish and
yes,
everything on the
but
part of
this, I'm
men.
not
I
talking about
agree.
that.
Good.
I'm not talking
The
about that.
society don't love women.
Wait, hold up. We are not talking about that. If women knew what men would be able to do for them when the right one comes, then there will be a lot of self love. I'm talking about that superficial. Oh my God, look at her. She's hot. Look at her ass. Oh my god. The woman comes home, her ego is boosted. I'm hot. I'm talking about that. Oh my gosh, she's wearing new Balenciaga coat. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. She can afford it. A woman's her that goes home. I'm the boss. That's what is now happening. That's what is happening. You
But
have
instead of
women empty headed
Mhm.
walking around dressed marvelously, looking fantastic, but she's nowhere near to be able to, I don't know, boil a fucking egg, yet alone be able to self love. She knows how to book an appointment for her nails and eyelashes and tanning and Botox. She knows where they have the best new shoes coming from. I don't know, Balenciaga or Louis. What is that? I don't
Louis
even know how to
Vuitton,
fuck.
whatever it
Not Louis Vuitton, Louboutin or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not that type of a woman. I know where they sell Nike, Puma, Adidas. That's what kind of a person I am. I don't care about that. But I'm saying
good.
they know about that. They know. Look, I'll give you an example. Just recently, I even shared a chat with you that I was, in a disagreement with another fellow mother.
Yes.
This is a type of a mother that anytime you're gonna see she drives good cars. They are owners of a new built home they purchased. You understand?
Hmm.
Her. I don't know if she works. She's always available, so I'll assume either she does, you know, work from home or she's just unemployed. I really don't know. I can't judge her on that. She's the one who will come in the flashiest outfits when it comes to, like I said, Balenciaga or like the new type of shoes, those chunky ones that was so fashionable here and stuff. She would be the first one, big sunglasses, you understand, all hair done, everything. Like she's perfect, right? But let me tell you something. Me knowing and me being in interaction with this particular person, I can say that I honestly do not know how her kids are not starving, how her kids come dressed to school. I am baffled because she needs basically everything drawn for her. And what I'm saying is that she puts a lot on herself. She's that self love and stuff. Okay, fine. But here inside is nothing. And all she's doing is she's presenting that image in front of other mothers to believe she is something. But she's so fucking empty.
Okay. This is possible, and I believe you are this is anecdotal experience, what you experienced and everything. But I want to ask one thing then.
Hmm.
What to you is self-love? What will you consider to be self-love then? If what you just described is not enough, like the woman getting the new fashionable thing that is out there, driving a new car, and presenting to the world like fellow women like you that she's happy in her marriage and everything, but you
Hmm.
speaking with her, you seem or you have noticed that according to you, up here, she's not there. What to you is self-love? What does self-love have to do with being here?
See, self love, I would say it like that. Self love is nurturing yourself,
Which I
taking
believe this
care
woman is doing.
by Balenciaga. Okay. Listen, wait. Let me explain to you.
Yes, please.
Look at
I
me,
can't
for
even believe that
example.
I'm defending women tonight.
And it's coming
I hope
from
they
a
are not.
woman. Everybody will fucking hate me right now. Um, so much about sisterhood, right? And feminism. Ooh. Um, Nurturing in a way that, look, I'll speak for myself. I
No,
am
of
not.
course.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
to know
Wait.
your
Just so,
perspective.
yeah, fine. But I can speak from my perspective now, the way I am, and then comparing to what I notice. And I'm not saying I do have that perfect self love because I'm still work in progress. But I
Yes.
see the difference how I shifted what I did, you understand, to achieve certain level. Now, let me tell you this. When I look at myself in a mirror, I don't necessarily like what I see. Okay?
Okay.
That's physical appearance. I am not accepting of that aspect, and I don't think that that's really what I needed for that self love. I am confident in what I am. I'm confident in what I know. I am confident in what I learn. I'm confident in what I want to learn. I'm
Mm-hmm.
confident in the role as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife, as a fellow woman in this society.
Yeah.
I am confident in my decisions, although sometimes being bad. I present that confidence, that power within me that I am what I was sent to this world to do.
Perfect.
Now, my appearance is relative. I might be an attractive person to some, like we all can be, or not attractive to some. And that's what life is about.
Absolutely.
But I know that when I step in a society and I open my mouth, I will not leave a negative impact to the extent that I would be hated. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. And I'm waiting for you to land and I will tell you what I think about these things
So
that you explain.
when I talk about self love and stuff, like it's it's earning that confidence, that shine within you to be who you are and be the best version of yourself for somebody else who is part of your life. Because if you are broken from within, you cannot have a fully functioning person next to you because that will not work. And two broken pieces do not build the stability in any type of way. They don't teach self love from within. You understand? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't need, for example, I don't need my partner or I don't need my family to tell me, oh my God, you are beautiful. I don't want to hear that.
But it is
I want
also
to
good
hear,
for the
like,
family to be appreciative of
I,
you.
I,
If you are
wait,
beautiful, we should be
yes,
able to let you know, Tiasha. Of
but
course you are
wait,
beautiful.
hold up, hold up, hold up.
Okay.
This part to me doesn't fulfill my self love. What fulfills my self love, what brings those, maybe I would say fillers for my holes that I have within me is like, you know what? You killed it. You went there, you killed it, you've done it, you understand. You
Mm-hmm.
try every day, you wake up, you do everything for your kids, for example. You did this, you
Yeah.
do that. That's what brings the self-love in me. That's what's building me. That's what is feeding my soul. That's
Okay.
what gives me the purpose for me to try more. Yeah. Anyway,
I,
I
I
know I'm,
like
I'm
this
too deep.
perspective. What I understood you to have said in your discussion right now is that you see self-love as being able to serve other people, your family, your kids, and everything. But you know
It's not
why
so
I
much
find it
about serving, but
okay?
serving
Then
it,
it is
serving is maybe a very harsh word that many people can take wrong to in this extent. What I meant more with it is, if I am broken, for example, I cannot be the best version of a daughter to my parents. I
that
cannot
is
be the
true.
best version of a wife to my partner. I cannot be the best version. So in this kind of a way, like, people with learning, with being open to even the criticism from your loved ones and stuff, to build yourself from within. That's what I find like a self love, like investment, constant investment in your inner self. I get there is makeup, there is whatever, I get that, but that's just to fulfill some other needs that are not that important. That's why I don't put it in a self love context. I don't know.
Okay. No, no, of course, Tiasha. You know, one thing is that we are all entitled to our opinion and our perspective are unique to us. They may mean the whole world to us, but they are not necessarily unique to other people. We all understand it.
True.
Even who is listening to us know all of this. So anybody that is making up his or her mind with the things that we said, they know the reason why they are doing that. Not necessarily because we
Yeah.
have told anyone that don't do your makeup, don't do your this. But why, how did
No,
we
no,
get
no.
here? Yeah, how did we
Hmm.
get here? You are simply just saying that if one is not, we don't say love toward other people in our society, it is because most of us are not able to love ourselves in the first place. For the sake of those that are just joining us, they may not know the genesis of our discussion. That is what we are talking about. And I find this as a problem in the sense that, look, I believe that in the last 10 years, we have indirectly carried out a campaign of self love that we should love ourselves. We are this, mental health, and everything. Almost anybody that is even messing up in his or her personal life today, blame it on, on mental health, blame it on the society. And that is one thing that I have a problem with as a citizen, as a co citizen of the world of anybody that is living around us. We can't keep laying this blame on the society. We have our personal agency. So if we are being a shitty person toward our fellow human being, the fault at times all depend on us. They are the things that we
Hmm.
choose to do because whether we agree or not, we do things or the way we treat other people is the way we see the world. Those are our personal interpretation of the environment around us. I don't just agree with that. We can continue to blame the society for every goddamn thing, even when there are things that are under our control. Then, based on that, I do believe that anybody, being a male folk or the female folks, they can choose to do whatever they want to enhance their beauty if they so believe in it. But I will only have a problem with that if they are doing so seems or begin to take away the rights of other people, then on that ground I will draw a boundary. But if they are doing that because they genuinely believe it makes them feel better, it enhance their psychological well-being, their quote and unquote mental health and everything, by all means go ahead, do it. Do it. Then the only way I will have another problem as your co-citizen Tiasha is that if you're doing that in one way or the other is interfering in the growth and mental well-being of the young people in our society, then I will have a problem.
Hmm.
So if
And
they
you
are
think
not
it's not?
doing it, I necessarily do not think how a woman, an adult, because one, the example that we cited, they are not even things that are visible to very many of us. Look,
Hmm.
I could barely, except it is outrageous, I could barely differentiate if one has done liposuction or not, if one has done breast augmentation or not. How the fuck do I know? I honestly do not know. Maybe because I'm a man, maybe I don't take note of things like that. I repeat, except it is outrageous. Because definitely when it goes out of the normal, you can know that. But except in
Hmm.
that circumstance, I hardly know. So in that case, I don't think they are harming our younger ones in the society.
So how would you
Look,
feel
Tasha,
if like
look, Tasha, for the sake of argument, how do I know a woman has done vaginoplasty? I don't fucking know.
right?
Good. I
Well,
don't know.
well, when you when you when
And
you
how does
see
that
when
affect
you
the
see the
society?
breast, you can kind of tell. For
When
that,
it is
like,
outrageous, Tasha.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, there is no natural shit that stands like a stone. And when they stand like a stone, like no matter the size,
No matter the size,
it's
yes.
women also start dressing differently once
If
they
they have
have
done
some.
anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Tiasha, let's, for the sake of argument, because we are really talking about why people find it difficult to love, or why is it so difficult for others to love other people. How does
Hmm.
this particular thing, okay, because you insist that our love of self will determine how well we will love other people.
Hmm.
Can you please expatiate on it? How, help me to understand. I mean, for those that are listening to us,
How can somebody love you? I mean, we said action, right? Love is an action. How
good.
can somebody love you if you alone do not know what you need? How can somebody show you their love if you alone do not know how to love? It's it's listen, if your wife, for example,
Mm,
does not even know what makes her happy,
good.
how can you know?
It's practically not possible because happiness
Exactly.
universally depends on our mental state.
Exactly. So if I don't know what fulfills me, if I don't know what I need to fill all my holes, how can a fellow human being know? And whatever he might be doing for me, it will trigger me in a negative, toxic way. And that relationship can no longer be. So, what did you learn from this relationship? Well, nothing, did you? You enter another relationship, let's say. You are still not fixed. You're still a broken piece of meat. And it goes on and on and on. And mind you, I'm saying this, and I'm saying this very confidently, then two
Hmm.
toxic people who do not know how to love each other, who do not know how to love themselves, do not know how to spread the love or give love or receive love or whatever, have children. Now, these children are born innocently. There is something called natural instinct, but there is something
Yes,
called environmental impact.
so
They
true.
bring all that toxicity in an innocent human being, and that innocent human being carries it throughout their life and might make another person toxic. You can meet a sensitive human being who doesn't need a lot for the self love to crush. Might just need, yeah, I don't know. There is a person who was, let's say, healed of addiction, you understand, finally trying to start life, finally loving themselves again, finally finding themselves again, finding a toxic person who offers them, I don't know, let's say, a joint. I'm just saying, to give few examples, but if you do not know how to love yourself, how to be confident in who you are, even the way you look, I'll repeat that. Who else is gonna appreciate you? Listen, there was a conversation that I was involved. I was it yesterday. It was one of the live streams and stuff, and they were talking, the women how they present themselves and stuff, and what they do and what they don't do, and even men, so to speak. But you know, how broken we are and how we carry that and how it affects it. Like being Valentine's yesterday, just an example.
Hmm.
A man took a woman um, to holidays. They
Yeah.
returned, I think it was 2 weeks holidays. They returned from the holidays, and of course, yesterday being Valentine's, this person, the man, is
Yeah.
a driver, a professional driver. I mean,
Okay.
like a truck driver. So whole day he didn't call this woman, his partner, a girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. They are not married. Um, didn't call her. He wanted to surprise her. He bought her like, I don't know, 200 pounds worth of presents and booked a table at the restaurant. And he wanted to surprise her, you know,
Which
coming
which is
home
a
in the
beautiful
evening.
thing.
Exactly. But an evening turned into a complete disaster
And why
because
was
the
that?
woman, yeah, because he didn't call her to tell her happy Valentine's prior to giving all the gifts and stuff. Whole day he was waiting to surprise her. And why I'm giving this example is this is a pure example of a broken person from within. This person does not love themselves. They don't know what they want. They are looking for something they didn't have that should be given, but there was no signal of what they need because they alone don't know what they need. Accused him of all kind of things, even like, oh, you didn't call me because you were with another woman. And I'm saying this is
Oh,
toxic. Yes, yes. Destroyed Valentine's for him, for her. Like, you understand? But
that
this
was
is a
too much.
pure example of what I'm saying. You can be nice, you can be beautiful, you can be everything. But if you are broken from within, it will not work. If you do not know who you are and what you stand for, what makes you happy, and what are your needs and wants and everything, nobody else can. It's very simple. That's why I say if you do not love yourself, you cannot love another person, and another person cannot love you. Not in the way that would be right.
So what will you suggest then?
Apocalypse.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We don't need an apocalypse.
look, look, before you said, it doesn't affect children, and I want to ask you something. What would you say if I tell you
Hmm.
that there is a 7, almost 8-year-old girl who said that she cannot wait to be old enough to make sausage lips to be beautiful? Sausage lips,
Really?
Botox, Yes.
I think that's the problem with the parents. I'm wondering what she's listening to, what type of cartoon or if
Right,
she's watching cartoon or
right.
so. I don't think that has anything to do with their neighbors.
That you have social medias. And I want to add something else here, especially now towards Valentine's. I don't know the adverts and stuff you have in Italy or like,
Hmm.
how much you are familiar with, but just an example. You know how they go like, oh, spa and stuff, women, let them know, treat yourself, do something for yourself. Even the
Yes.
commercials on the TV or the radio or even in the like local newspapers and stuff, everything is like so superficial. Like, oh, ladies, tell him you need the new eyelashes, you understand, for Valentine's, let him treat you. You understand? Everything
Yes.
is so superficial, everything is enhancing beauty. But I ask you now,
But
what
Tasha,
is
that is what
beauty?
makes women happy. If it doesn't make women happy, they won't be doing it. And mind you,
That's
some men
what.
are doing it today. You know, Tasha, there is a group of men or a category of men that they call metrosexual today. There are men
Yeah.
that are into beauty, self-care, and everything.
Hmm.
It used to be an assault thing to hear men talking of pedicure, manicure, and everything, but today it's a common conversation.
Right. But I ask you, when does this start? You cannot tell me that beauty was always. It started like when look at the evolution through the years of
Mhm.
humans. If you
Yes.
go from 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, have you noticed the shift when the radio started?
There is a huge shift. There is a
right?
huge shift,
Have you
but we
noticed
can't
even a
remember
bigger
that
shift
we
when
can't
the
go back.
TV started? No, you
You
can't
are
go
right.
back, but
On this thing,
I'm
you are
saying,
right. We can't even go back to be living in the year 2000s. No, early 2000s, like the way life
unfortunately,
used to be before Facebook and the rest. We are not going there anymore. Chasha, let me give you a story.
right?
This week, I was talking to my brother in Lagos. Somebody came
Hmm.
to his office, and after they exchanged pleasantries, the discussion
Hmm.
went to my profile, my IG, and everything. What I'm trying to say today, it depends on the sector of industry that you are into. People present themselves today through their profile, no longer nice to meet you, what do you do, and everything. That conversation, even the way we present each other today have changed.
Right. But can we then say, because you said like beauty is what makes women happy,
I
can we
genuinely
really
believe that.
generalize? Yeah, but I think that this came now with the evolution and whatever we have, the impact of the environment more of a not. It is not necessarily that fact. It's something that was brought through the marketing that makes us believe that this is how it is.
Okay, that's the reason why I asked what will you suggest if those things are not making women happy, as I believe, because I
Mm.
believe that if they wouldn't
I
be
didn't say
doing
that.
it.
No, but I never said that they don't make them happy. I mean, every woman wants to look good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't put it in a category of self love. I do not think that you looking fabulous and you having top fashion and stuff is enough for you to say that you self love because you are being selfish and you are treating yourself. Far away from that. If that fulfills your dream of a week or a month or a year, absolutely go for it. But I do not think that these are the fulfillments that fill those holes within you. I'm not disputing the fact beauty makes happy. Beauty makes you happy if you want to look good. But that happiness is temporary. You're gonna put on the suit, you're gonna be feeling yourself, it's gonna make you happy. Hey, I feel good. Look at me. You understand? In front of a mirror. Today I go fly for job, oh. Hey, you know, you go there, you feel that confidence, but it's temporary.
Of course, even our life on earth is temporary, Tasha. But I believe that, look, if
True.
one no, let's be honest, even our life on earth is temporary. And how long do we live? Life is short. Enjoy
Wow, be
yourself.
forever.
Do anything that makes you happy. That is my suggestion to anybody. But don't any we all know that anything that is on the extreme side is bad. That is a given. Nobody is a kid out there. We all know this. If
Yeah.
one is working and is of that age and has
Mm-hmm.
got to that stage in life that they can work or do their business to buy whatever they want, whatever you choose to spend your money on, is none of my fucking business. Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself and everything. But can you do that and still love your fellow human being? That is what I really want us to look into. Because Tiasha's submissions tonight is that if you do not love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you can't love other people. There is truth to that. That is true because you can't give what you don't have. That is
Mm-hmm.
honestly true. But I do believe there is a way out. A way out, in my opinion, is paying attention to our environment, paying attention to the way we treat other people. Life is not all about me having these beautiful things and everything, when for a fact I cannot show minimum love to my next neighbor.
So you
And
just
how
you
can
just
you?
basically said it. We're fucked already.
But the fact is
Taking
that a
care of
lot of
our
people,
environment. Look at our streets. Look at what we are doing. Can you talk about love here? Treating other people with respect and everything. Are we doing that? No, they are spitting on homeless people, for example.
Mhm.
That's not love. So what you just said now, we know that we are fucked. We are empty. We are like those robots that they are now developing. Empty. We
Even the
exist in
robot,
beautiful things, beautiful cars, beautiful houses. Kids are dressed in the latest fashion. Oh, we are wow, we are a happy family. behind four walls everything is fucking crumbling. That's not love.
What is love? Let's talk about it again. What is love? It's action and service to other people. Do you really
And
believe that a lot of
yourself.
people, you really believe that a lot of people are not in service to themselves and to the society? Because a lot
Yes.
of people donate a lot of money, especially here in the West, donate a lot of money to not only to the causes that they believe in here in the West, even to causes that they believe in around the world. How do they execute this is a different story. I don't want us to focus on the wrong thing. But a
No.
lot of people genuinely have goodwill.
Okay. How many
That
are
to me
we?
is an amount of love.
Okay. How many are we on this planet Earth? 8
About 8
billion.
billion, 8
Okay.
billion.
Okay. Can we really talk about general among 8 billion? Can we really talk about generally people donate and they are nice and they are kind, they think about fellow human being? In your opinion, honestly, do you
Mhm.
really think you can talk generally?
Generally about what?
Like I said, if you take into consideration 8 billion people in this world with the
Yes.
time we are living at and everything, so take all
Mhm.
that in consideration, can you really then say that generally we are people of, I don't know, because some are donating and stuff, can we then generalize this? Because I think that is such a minority that cannot be a general discussion. It's like a side topic. But there are people who do that and they do stand out. We are fucked. It's the
Yes.
fact.
Yes. We
But
are we
we
are
have
for.
people
Mhm.
that do care for fellow human beings, that do care
Absolutely.
about investment. I understand, but it's not a general society. It's not the
No.
majority
Then why is the majority not doing it?
because we're fucked.
How? Why is majority not doing it? Because they are not educated to do so, or
No, I
because
don't.
we
I
think
don't
it
think
is
that this
better?
has something to do with education. I think that this started with the pure selfishness at the beginning. I think that the way the world formed and like everybody needed to kind of for their own survival started being grabby
But that was
and
necessary.
so right. But I think that it took a toll on people. Like, how can I put that? I need to be careful because I'm going too deep into that. Like, my philosophy is just not something general society likes to process. But I'm saying this because look at the. Let's go back to the word evolution. What people honored before, what people believed in before, what people worked for before, what people fought for before, what people accepted before, all of that. Compare it to this new era.
Mm.
Now, and I think that now, deja vu takes me back. I think that we have briefly a discussion about that. But before, people did it for themselves.
It has
They
always
fought
been
for
for
the
themselves. It has always been for
right,
themselves.
right, right.
Even when we
Okay,
were
let
living
me.
in the stone age, the caveman and everything, they go out hunting, they take it to
Mm-hmm,
their group. You don't throw the
mm-hmm,
meat or whatsoever that the beast they have killed to the
mm-hmm,
other rival group. It has never happened in human history.
mm-hmm.
We have always been
Right.
selfish. But I do believe that the modern time that we live, majority of us are open-minded via donation and every people are donating to good causes and everything. Because Tasha, This discussion, when it comes to us being able to show love to ourselves, people do it in this society, and they went as far as extending that love to other people far away from them. If we are not careful, being able to realize this and accept it and be able to do meaningful comparison, we'll be shooting ourselves on the foot. Because if we are going to say we are fault compared to what?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask you this a little bit differently, and we can end that then if you so wish.
Mm,
Um, if I ask you today
okay.
with just yes and no, okay?
Mm, hmm.
Do you think that humanity is broken?
I will say no.
Okay, can
If
you
you want me to
elaborate on
expatiate,
that?
I
No.
will. You said
Yes,
what?
please. Yeah, yeah,
We
go
are,
on.
we are not broken in the sense that we are better off. There is less war in the world today compared to even how the world stand 100 years ago. A
Mhm.
lot of people are more free to make decisions for themselves today than it used
Mhm.
to be back in the days.
Mhm.
Then we are live more healthy than it used to be. Our lifespan has increased dramatically. A lot more people used to die before 15 back in the
Mhm.
day compared to how things stand today. And we have
Mhm.
we are more able to collaborate as the world today than it used to be back in the days. Who is
Mhm.
controlling the world is a different thing entirely. But in comparison to how the world used to be,
Mhm.
and especially even today, living in the West as somebody of the African descent, the world is way, way different and fairer than it used to be back in the days. If we are making comparison to utopia, what could have
Yeah.
been is a different
Mhm.
thing. But if we want to compare reality to reality, like how things stand now and how it used to be 50 years ago, the world has changed. It's way better off than it used to be.
Right. But hear me out. Yeah.
I'm
If you
listening.
look at it the way you said it, let's go to a
Mhm.
stone age. You mentioned them, the cavemen and
Yeah.
stuff. Their
Hmm.
lifespan was not passing 33 years.
No.
That's what's right. Whatever, but it's also because these were, Homo sapiens and all of this. These were first human beings. Their evolution basically started. Um, so it takes time to get to where we are. Same like with the nature to recover and all of that. So
Absolutely.
it makes sense that even with the evolution that we were able to, I don't know, stand on the sun for way longer. Of course, it's a process of evolution. Secondly, of course, olden days not having doctors available or only being, so to speak, those of rich descendants and stuff that were able to afford the doctor and blah, blah, blah. There were not
Good.
researches on certain diseases made.
I,
When
I'm
it
happy
comes to
you said
evolution
that.
like that, humanity is not fucked. After all, if we look at the wars that happened, of course, they fought for what we have now. So there is no reason now to fight the same wars they were fighting, let's say, right? If they gained, I don't know, their lands and their rights and whatever, right? However, 50 years from now, they might look at us back and say the same thing about us. It's a process of evolution. When it comes
Absolutely.
to that, I understand. But does this have an impact on the way that humans are?
Yes.
Just the fact that we are not fighting so many wars because it might be not necessary. Like if it was necessary, we would, and it would make us the same way fucked as they were.
Yes,
You
that
understand?
because that
Because
that that's the issue, Tiasha. If we are going to say we are fucked, we should be able to explain exactly why we are fucked. We
right,
should have
but
something to compare it to. We can't just be fucked without having something to compare it to. Compared to what? We are fucked. Compared to what?
No,
Compared
I
to
mean,
what exactly?
I understand, but when we are speaking about that, we also need to elaborate on the fact that if we go by the definition that you just presented, it is due to
Mm.
evolution and not the necessity of whatever, at that point. If they needed to fight a war, they went to a war. If we need to fight the war, we go to a war now. Like
We are
that
fighting
aspect
different
of
wars,
us,
Yasha.
right?
We are fighting
But
different wars, family.
no,
Because
I
when
understand.
we speak
No,
right
hear
now,
me
when
out.
we speak,
Just
okay.
just hear me out. I understand what you mean, but I'm trying to
Mm.
tell you that that's again, to see it, it's a superficial view on humans, because from that extent, everybody would tell you compared to 50, 60 years ago, no, we're less fucked because we have less wars and we do less of this and that. Of course, it makes sense. But when it comes to humanity as human being, what we present, what we give to the world, that inner selves, that like our being here, the way our connections go, the way our relationships go, the way we understand the roles of hierarchy, the way we understand the word, I don't know, the role of a leader, the way we are like this, what they are doing, the way they were leading before, the way they are leading now, that humanity, it's completely lost now. And
And
yes,
not that it is lost. Tiasha, we should have preferred that we were living in Roman era where the nobles will gather the common citizens to go and be watching movies and everything just to keep them engaged, keep them watching gladiators and everything so that they don't end up thinking about war. Do you know if you really read our history, the history of humankind, do you know how fucked we were back in the days? Do you want us to go
I
back
get
to
that, but I'm focusing now on the love aspect of what we are, how fulfilled we are, and what we are able to give, and that we know what we stand for. I'm not speaking about generally all of that. We are focusing today on love. Do we as a humanity care about, like, if your neighbor goes in a war, look at just those pictures that are flying around. The title is "Don't be that type of a neighbor," when there is like a boundary of a small part of the grass, and he will go and just cut the grass on like 5 centimeters, but will not go to another 5 centimeters to do it for a neighbor. Or they share I don't know, let's say a rail for the stairs, and half of it is painted. You understand that type of thing? Like before, they were fixing each other's stuff, they were taking care of each other, they were there for each other. You understand now? Late, like if you went, I don't know, do you have some salt? Yeah, no problem. Now you don't even know your neighbor. This kind of things. When it
yes.
comes to us being humans, human, what makes us human, what gives us the purpose, is fucked.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I meant.
Tiasha, yeah, that's interesting. But there is something that I want us to look at as well, in the sense that we cannot believe in evolution and at the same time, through our ideology, our thinking, and our belief, try to fight evolution. Because you have used the word evolution, evolution over and over again. What you just described right now, us not needing our neighbor anymore to get salt from there and everything, is the type of evolution that has come to take place. And believe it or
Rightly,
not, there is
rightly put.
nothing we are going to do about it. There is
That's
zero
rightly
nothing.
put.
Yeah, it's an evolution. And what I believe we can do, in part, to give contribution to the question that I asked you, what will you suggest? We should learn to live with the times that we are living in. What does it require from us? That is, Tiasha, as a man, it will be
But
very
if
hard.
we completely, sorry, if we
Mm-hmm.
completely accept what you just said now, then,
Mm-hmm.
like, let's say, um, 90% of the topics that just our podcast had, for example, are completely pointless, because we should be just accepting of the evolution going on, because that's who we are today. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
But what is the purpose of our podcast? Is to be able to give information for people to be able to make decisions to better themselves,
No, I mean
which is part
it's
of the
not
reason.
against us or whatever, but I'm just saying to give you a comparison because you know we are talking about, like I said, this evolution and all of that. Of course, I'm
Yeah,
maybe even misuse the word itself, but I'm saying this because if we go that in a process of what should we do and what's the solution, well, it is to just accept, the era that we are living in, but then at the same time we complain about bad parenting. We complain about people, with mental issues. We complain about, I don't know, like now we are talking not being able to love yourself or yet alone another person. We are talking
yeah,
about the fuck system. We are talking about the fucked leaders. We are talking about how difficult it is to raise the children because of our mentality, because we stand out. But like, listen, if we stand out, if we are, I don't know, me, you, my neighbor, my friend, or like a stranger there down on the street, if we are here that are thinking a little bit differently, that means that it's not, so to speak, such a part of evolution. Is just about the fact that some people lost themselves in a process through, I don't know, maybe two or three generations now, and the way they were raised. You understand? Because if it's a process of evolution, then we wouldn't be thinking differently, because it would
Ye-
be a natural process for us to just go with the flow. You understand? Like, so to speak, in other times we were talking about before, there were people that were standing out. So it's just, I'm saying that, I'm not saying me and you and I don't know whoever is that right. And I'm not saying that our thinking is the right thinking and, all of that. Far away from it. But I'm saying that if we are seeing the world from the eyes that we are seeing it, that means that there is a problem. And maybe we're the only ones who are actually speaking about it and trying, obviously, find a solution, so to speak, which we'll never will. But we are not then, in such an evolution and changing times, so to speak. It's just the society that followed the motion, sorry, that happened with the rise of a social media, the environmental influence, and in general, that selfishness. Because I think that, and I stand by this, that with the media trying to present that self-care, going out, buying this, doing that, is what is self-love, people started buying it. Because listen, we live in a world of ships. COVID,
yeah.
if not anything else, what's a good way of to show us. But I'm saying that we need to learn how to look deeper into us. And I think that with the marketing that we are having, they should be the ones who, you said, they're talking about self-care, they're talking about mental issues, the help that is offered. But I don't think that that's good for humans. It's again that artificial, like, for example, transgenderism right now. We're offering you help, whatever you want. Mental, uh, therapeutical, psychological, physical, every aspect. Okay, doctor, I don't feel like a woman anymore. No problem. Here is the injection bomb. So, I think that everything is superficial. And I believe that with those movements, people became just that. And there is just few of us left that are kind of so to speak, standing at the edge of a mountain and just fighting the wind, not to push us down with them. You know what I
That is,
mean?
of course, of course. And we are partly to blame for this thing as well.
Mhm.
Like I insist and I believe in it. We can't fight evolution. Either we believe evolution or we don't believe it. We can't fight
That's true.
evolution in any shape or form because it's natural and it's something that we can't even fight. You know,
Yeah.
just to give an example, in at every generation, we have to fight a particular fight that is pertaining to that generation. Imagine
Hmm.
how absurd it was to stop colonialism. to even think
Right.
about it, that Portugal
Yeah.
had to leave Brazil and come back to Europe, a country that they believe that they create and everything, it is their property. Imagine how the workers, the home office in your country today, it used to be the foreign affair whatsoever, managing British colonial office and everything. Imagine how they will feel having to leave Hong Kong, Singapore to come back to England and everything. Having to leave India with all the spices and everything. Do you know how absurd that thought was? It's the same thing
Yes.
we are feeling. I'm just using that as a reference. It's the same thing we are feeling today concerning any ism that we have today. In the
Mm-hmm.
60s, when women were manifesting feminism or whatsoever, whether we believe or not, but imagine the thinking, seeing people, women, saying, declaring, tearing off their bra. Here we're even talking of breast augmentation. People were tearing off their bra and everything. They want to be open chested like the way men do it and everything. By all means, it is a fight that they believe in that particular generation. They were so key about it, and it is good.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we learn
Yeah.
as a society? The society, whether you, Tiasha, or myself agree or disagree, the society, one way or the other, adjust because we know as a race or as a society, and an eye for an eye, leave everybody blind. We can't. Anarchy has never, although in the heat of our evolutionary and ideological idea, we may even tend to want to believe in anarchy, but it has never been a solution in any society. At a point in time, a particular class, a particular leader, even today, we cannot even use the word leader. Imagine after the Second World War, do you know what Charles de Gaulle was for France? Was like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You understand? But at any given point as a society, every generation have to determine going forward after that generation what they want in that particular generation. In our time now, Tiasha, I said literally there is less war compared to the three, four, five generation before us, when there was Vietnam War, Cambodia, Argentina. It's changed. But the war that you and I are fighting today are some of the ism that you just made mention of. It's like a
Yeah.
thorn in our flesh. It's like how it was for families in Europe then, or even in the Great Britain that you live, that had 40,000 soldiers and almost controlled the whole world. Do you know what the parents will
Mm-hmm.
be feeling sending their young boys to go and help Britain fight war? Do you know how British family felt when Margaret Thatcher sent the British army to Falkland Island or whatever in Argentina? How does the family feel even in the year 2001 when they sent young people to Iraq, Kosovo, and everything? But that is the life.
No, no, I understand that. And I completely get it. But see, it was hard. If I spoke, obviously now, unfortunately, she's deceased, so I couldn't like 100% confirm this story. But when I was speaking
Okay.
to my grandma,
Mm-hmm.
um, when she was talking about this war and how she remembered, you know, how they were, the I don't know English words, so I'm gonna skip that. But they were like a particular army, group called and stuff. They were fighting for our um, Balkan area, and so to speak, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she remembers, when the young men were sent to war and all of that. But the way she described it is like, the pain you are feeling
Of course.
when you are sending your loved ones is is
To
not.
fight a war you probably do not even agree with.
No, of course, but fine. But she said the way they were taught and the way they were raised and the way everything was going, it was that love and believing that whoever was going will survive. So what I'm saying is like today we'll be like, no, my child, no. But in
No.
those times, although it was painful, it was,
It
so to
was
speak, a pride. It
It
was
was
a
a
pride that
patriotic
you
thing
could
to do.
exactly. So we are talking about love and everything. So
Hmm.
here is more like this is mine, it's mine, and you are not gonna touch it, and I'm not gonna allow it because it's mine. And it's not
Yes,
more because, oh, I love this person and I don't want this is my child. This is how selfish we are now. Is my
of
child,
course.
my child is not gonna do it. My child will not because, so it is different. I know what you're saying, and I am agreeing. But just to put that in, how it was taken also in those times. Of course, I
Yes,
understand that the pain was probably something that me and you will never
absolutely.
know. But
Absolutely.
yes,
You
I
know,
know, and evolution and all of that. It's just
it's interesting. It's interesting the moment, the time that we live. Our battle today, Tiasha, are we different. Look, today, people are not fighting because in most parts of the world, to be fair, they are not fighting because they don't have education. They are now fighting because of the type of education. Mind you, not even up to 50 years ago, some people did not, people were fighting to be able to get education. Today, in the society that we live, we now fight for the type not to get some education.
yeah, but we also need to put this out there that before they were fighting wars with weapon, fighting for land and stuff, and I think that today we are more in a war with a kind of a like a neighbor war. um it's just out of like the envy and jealousy and competitions and comparisons, and so we are fighting certain a war with like within society.
Pertaining to our
Racism,
generation.
yeah, I mean racism and all of that, so we are you know we are not fucking better. We are getting worse and worse. We are fighting different type of wars, in some way even more toxic. Uh, because sometimes it's better that somebody shoots you and kills you in a war than somebody that destroys maybe even your future and you have nothing to live for anymore. So, or takes your dignity away, or I don't know what is worse. Sometimes I say that those that went and fought the war and died for patriotism and all of that done better. They went in the history as heroes. We are still talking about them as today. Look, we are still remembering them and
Of
honoring them
course.
for what they have done for us. But nobody will fucking honor me because I've been insulted since I was fucking 10 years old. I'm not gonna be a fucking country's hero and all of that. So I think that we are getting worse, and I stand
You
by
are a
that.
hero in your own words, Tiasha. You are a hero in your own word. The thing is
I
that,
know, but
look, whether we agree or not, Tiasha, we have it good today. One of the wall, one of the skeleton in our cupboard is that we have it so good we don't even know what to do with the freedom. We have it so good we don't even know what to do with the freedom. People, as crazy as it may sound, people travel less today when they could be traveling more because even the cost of transportation internationally is way down. Do you know that the king of Spain has to prepare Christopher Columbus for his voyage to the Americans? Forget about the politics behind it, whether it was a good voyage or not. I'm just trying to tell you how it was then, even to travel from Venice to London, what it used to
mhm.
take and everything. But mind you, despite the fact that it is more easier to travel today, most people don't do it. To be able to have the materials and the things, quote and unquote, in comparison to how the world used to be, even to be able to fall in love with each other, it should have been easier with us today. At least today, you can swipe left or right on Tinder and everything. But Tiasha, do you still remember, even as way back recently as 20 years ago, we used to write letters. There was no
What's
chat.
that?
Do you still remember? Most young
Of
generation, they
course,
won't
I
even know what they
remember.
call pen pal. writing letters to someone in America or in
Yes.
Africa or whatever. You know, really, this used to be the life in about 25, 20 years ago.
But that also show, you see, this is what I also mean with that love and sharing the love and spreading the care and all of that. Years ago,
I
when we were
understand
writing
it's like that, but
letters,
we can't be stuck in the past.
I
I
will. And
understand.
let me tell you something. You cannot compare Christopher Columbus with us now. This guy had the whole fucking
Nothing
ship
saying
for
that.
himself. No, listen, he had the whole ship, boat, whatever he was for himself. I don't have the whole aeroplane for myself. Oh, the stuff, the stuff he was capable of putting in that boat to travel. Do you know how difficult it is to pack your entire fucking life in a suitcase? Of course, I don't travel. You cannot compare us. Just to
Hey,
put that in.
wow. You see,
Yeah.
even putting our life in a suitcase, jumping on low cost air is still a problem for us. We
Yeah,
need
because
to
no, you.
catch up to reality. Eh?
But I told
How
you
do-
just now. Just now,
uh,
I told you I can't get a mirror and all my shoes and all my clothes and a drawer and a wardrobe and the baby cots and a bed, my comfortable bed and my couch and everything on an aeroplane. He could
that
do that on a
is
fucking boat. So yeah, of course it was easy for him to sit his ass on a boat and just go across the ocean. He had all the chat. Okay, I need to start flying private jet. I just discovered that.
no go bring problem come. Oh. You don't want to save environment. Don't be like John Kerry going to
Which
climate
environment?
summit
So
in
you're.
private jet.
Uh, I would be
You
like Trump. I would cancel all my how did you call them? Oh, help me out.
you see, that's the
It's,
problem we
yeah,
have.
it's
Access to things that we can't even use.
a membership. Thank you. You see my English today. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I would be like Trump. I would cancel all my memberships with climate if I start flying private.
You
You know.
see, and this is the battle of our generation because large number of our society, especially in the West, they believe in this climate shit.
Ugh.
Climate that we just put into the video now, maybe.
And the earth is flat and everything, and we have a topic for next week.
And you know how
See
your dear
people, this is
friend,
how you do business.
dear friend on this social media, how they behave. Those things we just mentioned now, child to this video in some area, they are so man. Do you, it's unbelievable how things are. You see, the battle that we have in our generation is different from the other
Hmm.
battle that they have in the generation past. These are the battles, and these are the reason
Hmm.
why I believe it is hard to love to some extent. How can you really love when you can't even express yourself?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
these are the problem because if you express yourself, somebody else. There are more kings today than it used to be in the past. At least a nation used to have one king that everybody know, but today almost every Dick and Harry is a king. These are the problem we
with
have in the
with
society.
other words, people, we're fucked.
All right, all right. That's a good note to leave it for today. To be very honest, you know,
What with my swearing?
yes, in other words, we are fucked. So how do we love each other then? Because loving each other is very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. If we want to be honest, not everybody can do it. That's the reason why I even use the example of people living here and donating to help other people across the world. It is a hard thing. If you think it is easy, try doing it even in your private life or in your family.
Can I ask you?
Ask me,
And
Tiasha.
and it and it's then because I so think that this is gonna be such a great way of ending it and leaving people, like, throwing a bone to a dog, then, like, oh. So hear me out. You said donations, people are donating.
So
But
true.
how does this work? If I'm donating, why does the whole world needs to know that I'm donating? How does the whole world know that there are donations going on? Because everything is publicized, right? They People go with
Absolutely.
the camera there. Oh, I just gave you £1, and I'm gonna record me, doing that. So I think that when it comes to genuine donations, and I think that when it comes from the heart, from the love, from the care, from that nurture, you understand, understanding, relating, the empathy, the respect for another human being, it doesn't need to be recorded. It doesn't need to be publicized. It doesn't need to be spoken in numbers. It doesn't need to be highlighted. As long as a person is fed, has a roof above the head, and I contributed to that, that's all I fucking need.
I disagree with this, Tiasha, and I'll tell you the reason why. If people do not know that people do this, they may continue to criticize the entire world that we are so selfish we don't do for each other. And
That's their problem.
one example to this is this. You know, I will use the most popular person in the world now that the people or the media generally want us to believe that we all hate Donald Trump. Donald Trump, as a president, did not take his salary to use for personal stuff. He
Hmm.
donated everything to charities and everything. And he
Hmm.
even he became poorer after being a president. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for other people. Other
Hmm.
people become richer when they have become a president. Do you know,
Yes,
despite the fact that he was giving out his salaries and everything, they still continue to tell us that he's selfish, he's only doing for himself and everything. How many
I
times did they?
understand.
Good. So if anybody is doing, if there is certificate, receipt, and everything to be able to show to encourage other people based on that experiment, based on that experience, I will like them to document it. And even to
But,
motivate other people as well. I
but,
would like them to do that.
but, but, if we wouldn't be
But
fucked, I wouldn't need to motivate your fucking self to go and donate. It should be natural to you.
no,
So
it is not
what?
natural. Human are selfish. It has never been
Okay, so
natural on the
stop,
part
stop.
of human.
Okay, okay. If you feel to donate, and you said before a lot of people feels to donate,
Yes,
that
that is
means
why
that
I'm
it is
praising
with.
them. It's an
That's
act
why
of
I'm
love.
saying about, yes. That's why I'm saying we are fucked. So if it's all about that, listen. If you go now and you publicize the donation, you might be an idiot in a broken person's mind. Why the fuck did he donate? You will never do right for the society. But I'm saying the massive donations that are made could be done in quiet. Because of the first of all, I believe there is a lot of backlash to that. Because now we became the type of people is like they just donated to be somewhere. They donated to be publicized. Do it in quiet. You understand? If you really meant to do it, you can do it in quiet. I'm not talking about £10. I'm not talking about buying new shoes. Not everything needs to be put out there. If you are doing it with love and the empathy, not everything needs to be out there. And I repeat that. If I need to encourage you to do something good, then we have a problem.
No, no, Tiasha. On this, I don't agree. It is not natural for human to be loving. Let us not kid ourselves. It is not natural for human to just out of their own volition be loving to the other. We have always encouraged it. That there is a reason why they said the golden rule exists for a reason. Do to others what you want them to do for you. It has never been natural. How do you think racism and everything started? These are old humans as way back, even in Bible time, Cain killed Abel. It has never been natural for
I
human to love other
understand
people.
that. But listen, listen. It is, look at the baby.
Are we really going to compare adults to baby? All
Yeah, I'm
children love
going to compare
themselves.
it because it is proven that when we raise our children, we fuck them up. Like, listen, let me give you an example. Just a stupid example. Babies, if I have a newborn and I throw a newborn in the water, the baby can swim. Why do I
Yeah,
need 6 years later need to teach a child again how to swim? I'm
because
just giving it's a natural instinct. We are born with that and we lose it through the process of being raised up. Love and care and that devotion is natural. Look at the baby. If it's not his mom, if it's not that connection, if it's not that, it's not going to be settled. If it's not a known scent, if it's not a known voice, if it's not a known person, he's not settled, he's not trusting. We lose it in the process because we are a fox society. And look at the innocent kids. Look at the 5-year-old when they are telling you the truth, when they want to
chil-
share everything with you, when they
yeah,
don't see a color, when they everything is natural. We fuck it up.
yeah, but children do not lead society. Children do not go out there to
They do
fight
not
for
lead
resources to
society,
be
but
able
they
to
become
build
the
the society.
society.
Perfect. For them to become useful and contributing member to the society, there is a process they have to go through. Even learning what I believe we do as a society, we work hard to be able to control our selfishness. All the training and everything that we have is to be able to control humans' innate selfishness. That is why we are encouraged to be able to show love to other people. That is why we are
Yes,
encouraged to be able to give good wills, give arms to other
I
people.
I
Otherwise,
understand, but
the world will be
I
messy.
mostly reacted to you because you said that it's not natural, and I stand by the fact that it is natural. It is lost in a process, and maybe if you're lucky enough with the right people and all of that, or at the right mind, you gain it back. But I do believe that the empathy and understanding and the love and the all of that that we have, it is natural to us. Is that instinct? Like, even if you see in animals, for example, they recognize each other, they mingle with each other, they have that pact, respect, roles, and all of that. You understand?
Sister,
Same is
sister,
same.
animals fight for
What
their territory. Animals fight for their territory just like we humans do. Animals,
I
I think
understand that it is
it's
true.
more prevalent in animal world than us humans really. Hyenas
I
don't go
yes.
living, even if hyenas they live close proximity with lions, but they do not cross each other's path.
Uh,
The closest animal to lion are hyenas, but they do not cross each other's path.
No, I understand that, but I meant like the aspect of knowing and like whoever you mingle, and I mean like a family and stuff, the instincts that are coming in an animal, with the love aspect. Forget about territory. Forget about that. That comes then from different, environmental impacts and stuff. I'm talking about, the instincts that are there. They immediately know who to mingle with. You understand? Same is with the babies. That's why I said, just to confirm, what our nature is in nature. But I still stand by the fact that when it comes to publicizing the donations and help for each other, fine, it is there, it's put out there. And I always say it, if you're interested in it and if you care for it, you're gonna find the information where to do it. I can guide you, I can let you know, but I'm saying that if I put you in your face, it's not my job. You understand? That's why I
Yeah,
said that the public publicity of certain donations and stuff should be done in quiet because of the backlash that brings with it. And I don't
mm,
think that everything needs to be put out there, especially when you've done it for those right reasons.
yeah. That is true. That is
That's
true.
it.
That is true. But I also, like I said, I also believe if you do not publicize it, a lot of people will not know. And we as humans, we complain a lot. Why do you believe that the society is fucked, Yasha? It is because you genuinely believe that we as humans are not doing what we are supposed to do. And there are a
Yeah.
lot of people doing these beautiful things, but they are not known. That's the reason why I talk about people donating and everything. And especially I,
That's
for
true.
one, that works in the social sector, I know a lot of goodwill. that people have shown to be able to help other fellow human beings as well. So I'm really close to this world of people really giving donations, food, and everything. And I wish these people, these individuals, were actually celebrated in the society that we live in. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And at times, even those that are doing are still criticized. That's the reason why. That's the only reason why I use the Donald Trump example of giving his salary to charities and everything. But mind you, if you are talking about this quote and unquote influencer that will go to supermarket on the road for content and everything, that's rubbish. And I don't expect us to be talking about here on a serious podcast like House here. I'm not talking about one motherfucking influencer that just want to give you content and all. No, that's not what I'm talking about here.
Of
I'm
course,
talking about
so
serious
am I.
issues here.
I'm not talking about that either. But see, if you said Donald Trump and stuff, he is naturally hated person for no fucking reason, and again because media made them believe that. So
But you
see,
are
this
aware that
is
he was giving his salary to charities, right?
I am aware of many things about him, but how it was presented then, it's a total. I mean, I'm pro Trump, by the way. Whoever doesn't know, so I'm the first. I'm the first one who's gonna like. Of course, I know those things, and I know what he's done for other people, and I know how much he cares. And I know he's full of love, and I know he's full of respect. But
But is that not ironic? People that really care oftentimes are condemned to be the bad ones.
that's the problem. That's why me and
Wo-
you thinking differently are bad people.
And
Trust
wouldn't
me.
that
Just
discourage
now, as
people
we
from
are
showing out
speaking,
of love? Wouldn't that discourage people from showing out of love? Whenever they do good, they are considered to be the evil one as well. How do we not motivate a lot of people? Because you
did
said
it
something
did it
that you don't need to
did
motivate
it
others to be
discourage you?
good.
Did it discourage you at any
Not
point
at
in your
all.
life?
Not at all.
Exactly. I don't have that problem. So whatever they are fucking dealing with, let them deal with. I'm gonna remain me. Whoever has a problem is their problem. It's not my problem. If you have a problem with me doing good, if you have a problem with me speaking out, if you have a problem with having my opinion, if you have a problem of me, I don't know, knowing certain things that you think is different or whatever, that's your problem. That's not mine.
But
It's
that's a
not
fact
my.
of life. That's a fact of life, Tiasha. In conclusion of our show tonight, a lot of people take issues with people doing good. And that, in my opinion, makes it difficult for some people to show love. It may not be something that affects me, it may not be something that affects you, Tiasha, but I can tell you a lot of people stop doing good because a lot of people around the world beat the hands that feeds them. And this
And I
is
just
not
said
cool.
it before. We are living in a world of sheeps. They follow. And let them follow. I'm that little lamb that jumps over the fence and goes
Mm,
at the edge of the mountain that nobody can reach. If you ever watch those, movies when it comes to farming and stuff, I'm always that little one.
yeah.
Mischievous one that goes away. I don't give a shit what the others are doing. I really
Wow.
don't. And I think that people need to start learning how to stand for themselves.
That's so
That's the
true.
purpose of our podcast anyway. And I'm telling you now before he gives you the conclusion and the final word, because I'm not allowed to speak at the end, guys. Um, it says in my
What
contract.
a big team. Oh my God.
Ah! And don't worry, guys.
Some,
Me
somebody
and
should come
Pedro
and
are
rescue
still
Tasha.
friends. Can you please tell them that we are still friends, although that we had a heated debate and disagreed and stuff? We are mature people. Anyway, yeah, be
Except they want
different,
us to
stand
say this
out.
to them. In this podcast, we stand on reality. We are
Well,
friends, but we must not agree on everything.
exactly. Because else we wouldn't be friends, because you would be boring as fuck.
Good. So conclude the
Anyway,
show,
people,
Tasha. Conclude the show, Tasha.
people,
You have any today.
hey,
Conclude the show.
I have a word today. Woohoo. Now I'll do a little dance like, yeah. Oh. Anyway, people, no, just the conclusion. Okay, let me say it like that, and I'm gonna be very short. You heard what we said. Whatever fulfills you, whatever makes you happy. absolutely do it. But do it only if it's the right way to do it and it's the right way for you. Okay? And don't forget, if you stand out, you're gonna be a hero one day. And if it's not for somebody else, you're gonna be hero for yourself. Speak up, stand out, fight for yourself, be who you are, be authentic because there is a lot of copies out there. Yeah. And don't forget to tune in next week because me and Pedro are bringing way more to the table, spilling the tea, right? And subscribe, share, like, comment, and be there for us because we are here for you. Peace out.